What's going on, guys?
Stealing my lines again. So
I'm doing the beginning and the end now.
Oh, okay, so we made a new arrangement, I guess. Today's a big day, guys. As you can see, Kyle's actually unloading some bags of rats because we're gonna start feeding a few of the animals around the salties because the big salties are hopefully getting moved today. So what we're gonna do, just kind of the game plan, we're gonna go feed the Orinoco's. We're gonna feed some of the animals around them to kind of stir up the salties. And then Kyle's gonna go by himself. We're not gonna be able to put the drone up because I don't wanna spook the salties. And he's gonna try to get the big male in the crate and then we'll pick up there. So hopefully this all works out and we'll see you in a second.
So wait, what do you want me to do?
You'll figure it out, wing it.
Oh, okay.
Well guys, if you can see underneath me, the salty is in the crate. Well, in the
trough.
In the trough.
He is locked in the trough right now.
So we slid the board down, little guillotine, he's locked in. How do you feel? I mean, we're halfway through the process. Next is to move the crate over and then try to get him in. What are you thinking, Kyle?
A lot. It's been a very exhausting week.
And we did get the female out, so she's right here. And she's actually coming back over to the trough like, I want food.
Yeah. All right, he is in. So now all we do is move the crate here, butt it up to there, open that to here, and we have a giant salty in a crate. And then he is going to his new home.
Tired? Just so much energy?
Just mentally exhausting. Because this is something I've been looking forward to for, I mean, probably 10 months. Well, longer than that, but 10 months we've been like ready. You know, we've had some setbacks with him being too smart. But today we finally got him in the crate. And what's cool is Ryan and I shut this crate and he hasn't even moved. Haley's still keeping him over there. Christian's keeping track of the female. And now it's just time to move that giant behemoth crate here and
then see how he gets into the other one.
Yeah, so honestly, she's gonna get freaked out. So even if we have to bolt it, this is our chance to make sure we have everything, all our ducks in a row. So we have time. He's in the shade right now, so he's not gonna overheat. We can bring this crate up, make sure it's all level, make sure it's tight against here, he can't get out, and then he knows this way is to the pond. So whenever he gets spooked, he's gonna go this way. So we may have to open the other side and just give him a little light to encourage him to go through, but he is in, he is sealed in this area. We still got some shade on him. We're good. All
right guys, so what we're doing now is you see Kyle's getting ready. We have Haley here on the drop down door. So we're gonna open this door up and then as soon as he starts walking through, Haley will drop this door down once he's in the crate and we'll secure him. Carlos is right here making sure that he's putting a 2x4, so he's got, the crocodile has nowhere to poke his nose out and kind of force his way out. Because I mean, a 15-foot crocodile, 1,000, 1,200 pounds. If he wants to go somewhere and there's a little bit of a gap, he'll make a big gap for him to go there. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Can you make sure that's good over there? So we got the big salty on Carlos's trailer. He's gracious enough to get us a trailer. That's a nice trailer for this crate. Perfect size.
Yeah, it's perfect. You know, this trailer is great for moving excavators, skid steers, and crocodiles. So we got them all strapped down. We're ready to go over there.
Let's move them to the property.
Let's get them over there. He's coming. The big boy is in. It's gonna be so cool to see when he's that confident, boisterous crocodile cruising around this big pond. And then obviously jumping up here, because we think we're high up, but those 10.5-foot Niles are touching the bottom of this. They've taken pieces out of it. So he is gonna come.
He's much bigger.
A lot more, yeah. So the biggest thing is, does he have the depth to get down? Now, obviously, his new enclosure will, because that one will be a lot deeper. But I mean, even 8 foot I think is plenty for this monster. All right, guys. So we moved the big guy, and now it was time to move the female. And luckily for us, she is quite the creature. Hey, there's rats down there. Leave me alone. She is quite the creature of habit. So it didn't take much for her to walk in the trough that we fed her so many times and lock her in. So now what we'll do is we'll leave her be with those rats. Again, it's great that we did in the morning. She has plenty of shade, plenty of a cool area for us to bring in the crate and
get her moved over. I mean, this went a lot smoother than expected. We were trying to film and she just walked in before we got ready. Yes. So she's like, "I'm ready, guys, take me." Yeah. She heard all about it. She got the mail's postcard. Took about a week to get here, but finally she received the invitation, and now we are going to load her up and take her to the new facility. So this crate's a little different, Kyle. You got a tube for her. Yeah, she's much smaller, so we can get away with an inner tube. No, a culvert pipe. So these work well. The biggest thing is I don't like the rounded shape, because obviously crocodiles are flat underneath. So what we do is we put a board under there. You should be able to see it here. See? So then it's a flat surface for her to lay on instead of just putting them in and it's, you know, divoted. So yeah, I mean, this will be an easy transfer box for her to go 10 minutes down the road. All right, it is a moment of truth. It is time to release the female with the male. So oh, well, I guess that works. The question is, where is she? Where is she, Ryan? Let's see. Oh, am I cutting you off? No, you didn't. She's just chilling back there. Crate's a little cockeyed, but it'll work. So what we got to do is just unbuckle the back, and we can push her out. So how many screws are on that back panel, Christian, do you know? This one? There's a couple. Okay. 4? Okay. God dang. You got it locked down enough? 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. 2 at the top. So while we're unscrewing that, okay, what's kind of the plan here? I mean, you've mentioned before briefly that this isn't their final enclosure, but I mean, yeah, want to talk about that a little bit? Yeah, no, this is far from it. So the gentleman I bought these guys from, they came from a lake. I promise they'll be back in the lake. And while this is huge, this is not a lake. So I'm gonna live up to my promise there, and we're gonna build, we have all that property to the north that we're gonna build massive enclosures. So this is 150 foot by 50 foot. Those enclosures up there will be approximately 4 times the size of this enclosure. So once those are done next year, we'll just simply be moving them from here to there, which is literally a matter of 15 feet. So it shouldn't be hard. Hopefully they'll play to the crate game again, and we can lock them up and just literally swing them from one enclosure to the next, and end up in their permanent enclosure. But this is far from that. So a lot of times crocodiles are pretty comfortable in there. They're pretty content. So all they need is a good push to head out, head toward the pond. So are you gonna let them incubate like you did the Niles in here? What are you kind of planning with that when they inevitably lay eggs in this enclosure? So that's the thing, is beforehand their nest would always get flooded at the other property. Now obviously this property is far more engineered for floods, so it will not flood. The biggest thing is with saltwater crocodiles is they build mounds. So unlike the Niles where they lay in the ground, they'll build a mound here, and it gives it more of a chance for success because, you know, even less of a chance of flooding. So the question is are we going to let them incubate? Because most likely they're going to hatch in an environment here, because again, it's taking what we learned from the Niles that hatch naturally and applying it to this, and I think they're definitely going to. The question is, again, how many salties do you need?
we don't need any more.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that letting them rear their own young in here would be incredible. So maybe once, and maybe we'll just leave a couple eggs just so they can do that. But other than that, I mean, it'd be tough. It'd be tough to just allow them. And I don't know how, I mean, maybe they'd be great parents, but they're definitely pissy. They can definitely be grumpy animals. But
especially you got the golden salties going next door, which those ones you probably want to hatch out most of those eggs, right?
Yes, for sure. And those would definitely be pulled, incubated artificially for as much success as possible. So maybe we'll just leave these guys and see for one season. If they do, great. If not, then, you know, even better, right? But yeah, I mean, it's going to be incredible to see these two. I mean, the male is definitely ready to eat now. The female is definitely going to get adjusted. I'm sure she'll adjust pretty well because she's got her male. You know, that's her support system. So they're in here. They're at the depth right now. She'll pop up every once in a while. And yeah, it's all about just settling in. And, you know, it's a great time of the year because it's nice and hot. Like, they'll definitely come out and bask. They can roam around at night and not get too cold. You know, learn the enclosure. So it'll be a great start to this facility. Like I said, this is only a temporary enclosure to their permanent massive enclosure that'll just be completely replicated of Australian ecosystem. All right, guys, well, that wraps up an incredible episode, one that has been years in the making. So it's great to see these monsters really in a giant pond here. So guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, because there'll be a lot more like this coming up. Come on, sweetie.
So you want to shut that?
I mean, when do you get a chance?